Okay, so this is the second day of my visit to Beijing. Still, the conference hasn't really kicked off yet, and I'm going for a short stroll. Well, probably not so short. There's the hotel. This thing here is actually really interesting because what it's made up of, if I can show you here, is it's made up of two pieces of glass with that much space in between, and each of the pieces of glass is identical, but each of them has got, basically, because it's difficult to focus on the one thing or the other, but each of them has got this pattern on, this pattern, and then when they interplay together as you walk past, you get the most interesting moving patterns. Let me just see if I can recreate on the camera. I don't know whether the camera's eye will see it the same way as the human eye, but the human eye sees really interesting patterns when walking at a certain pace past it. You know, what presumably is not far off normal walking pace. Let me see if I can. It looks almost like flowers appear. I don't know if they're like. I'm not getting the same thing. Maybe I'm walking too slowly to get it. You getting that? Anyway, it's well, there's another one. I think that is coming up on the screen as well, some kind of interesting pattern. It's almost like an optical illusion as you actually walk. It stops when you stop walking, but while you walk it gives you an interesting optical illusion. These are the taxis. They're all coloured, two colours like that. Each of them. They've got different colours and yellow. So you've got blue and yellow, red and yellow. I don't know if there's any difference between the blue and yellow ones and the red and yellow ones. Red and yellow certainly seems to predominate. Well, there's actually a green and yellow one down there, and a blue and yellow one behind it. Always the yellow stripe is in the same position, and most of them seem to be the same make of car as well. There's another green and yellow one. It's also a Volkswagen. That's a Volkswagen, slightly different but similar to that's a Hyundai, is it? So they're not the same make, but they're all the same kind of basic shape and class of vehicle. Maybe there's a list of ones that you can pick from if you want to be a licensed taxi driver. And that's actually a very dark blue with a white stripe on. Right, so what's going to happen now? Am I going to... Not only did they not stop for me, but also this guy didn't give way to that guy coming along. Never mind, that's north, that's east. So yesterday I went mainly north and a little bit east and then came back again, going a bit more west. And today I think I'm going to go due west, due west, that's north, that's west. So I'm going to go due west into the older part. I'm not going to bother with going to the Forbidden City, as there's going to be a trip there anyway, so I don't have to make my own special trip into it. But that trip will probably take us there by coach and pass by interesting things. I'm still in search of these hutong things, which I really didn't find in this part of Beijing. Not in the way that I envisaged them anyway. So obviously I think that the way to find something like that is to go more into a different area. There's no point looking in the same area for different things. So and also, whilst I learned that the light goes down quite quickly yesterday, and therefore I have to, if I'm going to do photographs, I better do them quickly. That's what I'm mainly going to do for the first part. Nice coloured saddle on that bike. I'll probably mainly take photos in the earlier part. When the light gets a bit worse, then more film maybe, unless there's anything that's sort of you can't really capture without motion. in which case it would be good to film it. So I'll save this now until something comes up. See, Tiananmen is mentioned there. Tiananmen is 4.5 kilometers to Tiananmen, that famous place in Beijing where there was a bit of a set to a few years back, but I'm not going to talk about that in case my camera gets seized by the authorities. I don't want to end up languishing in some dark dungeon. There are better ways to learn languages. The Gold List method, for instance. I definitely recommend that over a prison sentence. Some people favour the immersion method for learning. Immersion is just for activating, in my opinion, not very good for learning. But those of you who favour the immersions method, well, you can always try and get yourself a prison sentence in the country of your choice, and you will be able to have a nice big immersion for absolutely free, and you'll learn a very colloquial version of the language that you want to learn. So those of you out there who like immersion method, there's a nice hint for you as to what you can do. Okay? I'll see you later.